I would now like to rebut, if that's a word, refute his arguments against keeping women in combat. My opponent stated that that having women in a combat unit increases cohesion. However, the outfit he was referencing isn't a combat unit. In addition, my opponent also stated that that aggression is not necessarily a large factor in warfare today. However, it's still important to, because if you're going to shoot someone, you need to have a certain amount of aggression against that person, and women are not necessarily emotionally stable because women are much more likely to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder after coming home from combat. According to Meredith Milnick, in an article called "Why are Women More Vulnerable to PTSD than Men?" They found that women with PTSD were not only more likely to have high levels of there were 439 patients and with PTSD, and they were with women and not men. There was a much lower number of men with post-traumatic stress disorders. So since women are more susceptible to that disorder, then they are not necessarily more emotionally stable. In addition, my opponent stated that my opponent stated that that aggression is not necessarily needed in combat. Also, women have a much higher level of estrogen than men, and according to Drew Joseph's article called "PTSD's Effect on Female Veterans Study," women are more vulnerable to developing post-traumatic stress disorder than men at up to twice the rates, and this is because they have more. The hormone estrogen is more is a factor in that, which is more substantial in women than men.